So how do you scalp news in the Forex markets? Well, it's very simple. We're currently on Euro USD currency pair. We have our economic calendar opened up, and let's pretend it's currently 10 a.m. right? This candlestick has closed. On Euro retail sales, Euro consumer confidence, all of these news events that are marked in red are very influential for the euro. So what I would like you guys to do is just analyze everything without any indicators at first. So 1 hourly time frame. Let's say we had this, nice uptrend over here, a few touches, 1, 2, 3 touches. The first touch, you probably can't see where my face is, but anyway, 1, 2, 3 touches shooting towards the upside. Now pushing down, right? It has been pushing down. Probably the market already has been expecting that the euro news will fail against the US dollar and will fall, and that's why we saw this massive drop, steep drop towards the downside. However, that doesn't really give us confidence to enter the trade. So what do? We need indicators. We need few moving average indicators. I usually use 2 or 3. The first length is 25, the second is 50. These are my favorite ones. These are my go-to indicators, and I cannot recommend them enough. If you want, you can also use the 200 moving average. The yellow line over here will represent the 200, and as you can see, everything has now crossed the moving averages, right? All the candlesticks have been crossed, where the moving average is. So it shows bearish momentum. It shows that bearish pressure is here, and it's likely gonna dominate the markets. However, after a huge push, there's always an exhaustion. So what other tool can we add to actually find out when the exhaustion will end, or when will it start? Well, it's simple. This is why we use the RSI indicator. This one, relative strength index, is the best one. It's quite slow. It's much slower than stochastic RSI. That's why I like it, because once the relative strength index is oversold, you can definitely start expecting the market to start pulling back a little bit more. And there we go. If we open it up, as you can see, it has been oversold over here, showing that sell momentum has already happened. That push has happened. Probably we're gonna have an exhaustion and then continue to go down because the news on the euro has been negative, right? So what happens is, if euro news is negative, probably the US dollar will strengthen, right? Because what happens, people move their money to the best currency they can, the safest currency. As you can see, the euro has failed its estimate numbers. It's dropped down quite dramatically, actually. Retail sales 6.1%, consumer price index 0.3%. I usually look at this number over here. Let me just drag this deviation number. It measures the surprise caused when the actual data differs from the consensus, right? So what usually happens, if there is a massive surprise in the market starts moving quite dramatically right now. So since we analyzed everything on the 1 hourly time frame, we had that push towards the upside, break towards the downside, break of the 200 moving average. All the 3 moving averages are above the candlesticks, which show bearish pressure. What else can we actually do? Well, to enter the trade, we need to actually go on the lower time frames, such as the 15-minute time frame and the 5-minute time frame. As you can see on the 15-minute time frame, it also has been oversold. As you can see, it has been trending towards the downside very steeply, actually just dropping down, making bearish engulfing candles. Probably it will continue to go down, right? Well, yes, that should be the case, because the euro news obviously was negative, but after a push, there's always an exhaustion to the previous area of sensitivity. Where is the previous area of sensitivity? It's gonna be the moving averages. The moving averages are gonna move, and the candlesticks will move as well. So in that cross somewhere in the middle, that's where the market will be respected. More than likely, it's going to be this area zone over here, where this horizontal area of sensitivity was, as you can see, previously was respected multiple times. Every time it kind of touched, it shot towards the upside. So very likely, if the market will turn around anywhere and continue its trend towards the downside, this is where it will be. So we don't really want to enter on the 15-minute time frame. We want to enter on the 5 minutes, but 15 minutes is a good indication on what the hell's going on, on the lower time frame. So 5 minutes, as you can see, same thing over here. RSI indicator has been oversold, making new lower lows as well over here. So where will the market turn around? Well, probably the moving averages of 25 and 50 as discussed. So if we just use the rectangle tool now, let's just use it. Boom. put this area zone over here. This is our previous area of sensitivity. We can totally see it even on the 5-minute charts. As you can see, it was consolidating over here, you know, pushing up down before break towards the downside. After this break, there's probably going to be a push towards the upside, but since the news for the euro has been quite negative, more than likely the technical analysis, you know, will follow the fundamental analysis and go towards the downside. So now there are two ways to enter the market, you know, on the 5-minute time frame. You could have entered over here. This is when you see this red candlestick over here. As you can see, it's 10:05 a.m. just after the news. What happened over here? If we just zoom in on these candlesticks, what's very important, this area zone has now been broken because it's a new lower low with this candlestick, right? Bearish engulfing candle as well, swallowing the previous candlesticks. Could probably say we are going down over here, right? And you could have scalped this trade and made money already. However, you know, we are contradicting ourselves at the moment because the market is oversold, right? We're expecting some sort of push towards the upside before it continues to go down. So this trade could have been viable if you're maybe an aggressive trader. Maybe if we shorted it over here, you could have potentially made, you know, 16 to 20 pips profit, which is still good, you know. Stop loss maybe just in the middle of the moving averages or this area zone over here, just above it. That could have been a nice trade towards the downside. So this method is for an aggressive trader, you know, aggressive scalper. If you're a little bit laid back, you know, let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Not always I scalp this time frame, but you know, I believe it's a good time frame to scalp, especially in the news, because 15-minute time frame candlesticks quite get respected quite well. As you can see, Rsi Indicator has also been oversold over here. So this is the 10-minute time frame. As I said, you know, 10 a.m. where the news started, the market is oversold, you know. Probably it will have some sort of pullback towards the upside. Let's see. So let's see if we run in. As you can see, it did have a pullback over here, bearish engulfing candle near the area of resistance that we marked over here, went down a little bit, but then continued to shoot towards the upside. So what do we do now? We need to draw some sort of area of trend line support. What do I mean by that? Just uptrend, nice uptrend on the 5-minute time frame. So what we can do, just switch it up, 5 minutes, draw this trend over here. Okay, now it's trending towards the upside. Now we looking on the 5 and 15-minute time frame. Look at this. We'll carry on looking. We had a bearish engulfing candle over here on the 15-minute time frame, bouncing off the 25 moving average. This suggests a lot of sales pressure at the moment. So what do? We go on the 5-minute time frame and we are waiting for some sort of break of this moving average, of this trend line that we marked. As you can see, this trend line is being respected multiple times. As you can see, a nice doji over here. RSI is nearly being overbought, which shows that probably sell pressure will come in. So let's see what's happening. Boom, is shooting towards the downside. Do we enter over here? Do we enter over here? No, because we did not get a confirmation on the 5-minute time frame yet. We did not get a bearish engulfing candle. Let's have a look at the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute is trying to break it. As you can see, it's showing 15-minute trying to break it. Over here is not trying to do that just yet. So we're waiting for a bearish engulfing candle. There we go. There is a bearish engulfing candle over here. This is where we entered the trade. Bearish engulfing candle broke this area of sensitivity. Now moving averages again have been bounced off it. Probably it will continue to go down for a nice short trade. Stop loss is going to be good. As you can see, we're just going to put it like 20 pips or something like that. As you can see, the top over here, we don't want to reach this top, so we want to just make the stop loss a little bit higher. Take profit, definitely, you know, we can do 40, 2 to 1 to 3 to 1 risk to reward. Obviously, when you're scalping, I don't usually even use stop losses. I'm kind of waiting for the market to do its thing. But sometimes a scalp trade becomes a very good swing trade, so then you put your stop loss as well. So let's see what would happen. You know, it's going towards the upside a little bit, bouncing off the moving averages. As you can see, it started to actually consolidate. I'm actually happy that this happened. As you can see, rectangle tool, now we can draw on areas of sensitivity. Once again, as you can see, we can see this one and this one over here. Nice areas of resistance, nice areas of support, kind of consolidating in between this area, but it's very near the moving average, right? This moving average of 200 is very important, and it will probably bounce off it. So let's see what happens. As you can see, it's bouncing off the moving average of 200, and there we go. It's a nice bounce of 200. It did not reach us take profit level, but it did go towards the downside quite nicely. And this is how you would scalp the markets, trade the news. Obviously this would have taken, you know, quite a while, but the forex markets are like that. Sometimes the move is super quick and you profit 200 pips. Sometimes, you know, you profit 10 to 20 pips, and that's okay for a scalp trade. Personally, I think we would have closed off our trade somewhere around this area zone, because since it's a scalp, you don't want to be sitting on your computer all day. You know, you kind of want to be in and out, you know, and that scalp usually lasts for an hour. This one lasted for quite a lot longer, in this example at least. But I believe entering at the right time is much better than entering at the wrong time and then feeling sorry for yourself that you're down, you know, $1,000 or something like that. So, you know, scalp, you know, 10, 20 pips, you know, take the money and be happy with it. Join my VIP Trading Signals group. We're literally dominating the markets, and follow me on my Instagram, Forex Trading Lines. Peace out. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe and goodbye.